Welcome, everybody. I have a lot to tell you that happened to me. But somehow or other, my computer has become elderly. Okay?
I'm not hearing from anyone if they can hear you yet.
Okay. I found what I need.
Now, some of you may already have told me that you hear her, but I haven't gotten that message yet. So maybe even repeat it if you could.
In the meantime, I'm sitting up straight and elegantly.
Still waiting to hear if somebody tells us that they can hear.
That's okay.
And you may be writing it and frustrated, but it's just not showing for me yet.
Because it's a machine.
Because it's a machine.
And I'm going to make this be straight and not movable. Oops. And you're going to have to be patient because it keeps stopping.
Is there something else I can help with?
That was Siri. Do you
Yes?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I need an attendant.
No, Mom, that won't, that won't help. Oh, folks, I'm
sorry.
Okay? If you're sorry, so is Kenny. Why don't I begin and I'll repeat?
I think begin.
Okay. I'm going to begin with my hospital visit.
1 sec.
Oh, here, Mom, give me that. Give me that. Siri keeps talking.
Give you the machine?
Yeah.
Still on it.
Siri, stop.
Silly, go home. Okay, shall I begin?
Begin.
Okay. I'm going to begin with my hospital visit and the fortunate ending and how badly I reacted. I fell at night in my hallway. Did not hurt myself. I checked my body to make sure that nothing was broken. Nothing was broken. Whoops, it disappeared again. I think that's what happened with you too, Kenny. Okay. Checked if anything felt bruised or broken. Nothing was. I tried to sit up, but there was nothing with which to pull myself up with, so I figured I would get to my cell phone and call for help. But in which room did I have my cell phone? Big deal. Since I could crawl, I would stay on the floor and crawl from room to room. I did not allow myself to think that at 94 and a half years old, whoops, it disappeared again. I might have enough stamina to do so. So I slid by my shoulders until I reached my bedroom and my phone, got on the bed and decided not to call anyone because I knew I would be fine in the morning. My son Kenny called and my shoulders, whoops, again, it just disappeared. And my shoulders were suddenly stiff and I couldn't reach my fingers out far enough to reach the phone. My son called again and I still could not reach the phone. He worried and called again and I knew I still could not reach it. Suddenly he arrived and he had a key for my door and I was safe. What did I learn? I should have my cell in my pocket always. He insisted, okay, he disappeared again. And I think that's what's happening with you too, Kenny.
Well, no, I think you're doing great. I think that it looks like the microphone's working perfectly. Something's not happening right here, but you keep finding it, so that's good.
Okay. He worried and called again, and I knew I could not reach the phone. Suddenly he arrived, and he had a key for my door, and I was safe. What did I learn? Whenever I stopped, it said I couldn't hear. I learned that I should have my cell in my pocket always. He insisted on taking me to the hospital because the creeping and crawling had bruised my shoulders and my arms. They checked me out and nothing had been broken, but I was bruised from the sliding on the hallway floor for about an hour. That's how long it took me to get to the room. I did not have my alarm necklace on because I did not want to repeat of a few weeks ago when I accidentally pushed against it and the fire engines arrived and the neighborhood arrived. I survived, but my arrogance and my strength and wisdom is as bruised as the skin on my back. Okay? And I need to speak about what I've learned.
On it.
Oh, no. Siri, stop.
Okay?
Working on that.
Okay. Let me close it and talk.
Yes, get right
Okay?
on.
And here's what I want to say. I learned that the universe is still being formed. It makes so many mistakes. Look at how the people in war zones react. I won't change until you change. It's okay. Give me this and I'll give you that. You won't do it. Why? Because half of my people say no and the other five give a different idea. What if my very being is what it is because two forces of the universe are waiting for each other to listen to me. Each one knows it's right. And so we create war. And people do not get listened to. And I was thinking, not one of us is made of the same ingredients as the other. What are the ingredients? We don't know yet. I've been listening to anything about the James Webb Solar Telescope. And whenever one part of the universe does this, the other does the opposite. But not solidly, in little pieces. Volcanoes explode underneath the earth and then above the earth. And we clean up quickly, but we forget that nothing is finished, including us. We're still learning. And I thought that every one of us is made of so many ingredients. When we're born, we do not know how to find the ingredients. Our families and our neighbors tell us what they are. Don't be so stubborn. Try this. Try that. This is not the way to do it. And very slowly, this baby finds out that nobody accepts it in the way it is. And very slowly, that baby stops using the miracle that it was created to be. And the child which wants to be an actor is told you'll never earn a living from that. But the child wants to act. I remember many years ago, my son, who is very good in art, began to do buildings, which I love. And he said, Mom, can I paint the backyard, the sheds that we have there? Let me paint them. And I envisioned beautiful buildings. And I said, sure, do anything you want. Kenny took a pot of red paint.
Jesse did.
No,
Oh, okay.
that was Kenny. That was many years ago. Okay, I just found out. Kenny is right. It was Jesse.
And it was many years ago, but it was Jesse, yeah.
It was, but yet.
But Mom, I'm going to interrupt for a minute.
Yes.
Okay. I want to tell you that we lost, like, we're getting a lot of responses. I'll just read you the responses. I told you the people that are watching. Amy Lauren is watching. John Taracusa says, hi, Hedy. Hi, Ken. Hugs from California. Lee Winters says, we lost the video. Eileen said it's working now. Phyllis suggested we restart. Eileen said, I'm here. We're all here. All systems are go. Julie Williams is watching, but then Ed Weedman just said it keeps freezing up on me. And Eileen made a frowny face. And unfortunately, I don't think I'm getting all of your feedback. So if somebody could just let me know if this is working. Somehow it just does keep freezing up. We don't know why. Paula Loxon is watching. John says it's freezing here too. Oh, okay, I'm going to ask a question. Kathy Lahan Cawthorn is watching. Phyllis says it's working now. Maybe restart. It's a bit glitchy. Okay, I'm going to restart and let's see what happens. I hope we don't lose this.
If so, I'll do it next week.
Okay, it's working now. Paula says it's working. Kathy says, hi, Hedy. Tibor Spitz says, I can see and hear her wonderful, uninterrupted broadcast of Hedy. Dory says, everything's fine on my end, but the sound was intermittent. It looks like it's functioning, so Mom, go ahead. And if people could let us know, did you get to hear her story of the hospital and how she fell? Let us know if you heard that or didn't hear that.
If not, we could print it on my wall. I have it in the computer.
Right, let's wait. Dory says it's good now. Kathy didn't hear it. Phyllis heard it. Okay. Marcia says it's good. All right, dear friends, thank you for rooting us on. Hedy is going to continue. Mom, we're good now.
Okay. Then I'm going to continue the spot where I feel that it stopped. And that is that child, that young child, slowly forgets what it is made of, but it is somebody who likes to laugh, which is why Jesse, with the pot of red paint, made monsters. And I, who at that time was in my 80s, didn't want red monsters with open mouths in my backyard. And I said so. And Jesse said, but you said I could do anything I want to do. Sometimes what we say comes from our assumptions. Sometimes our assumptions are unable to know what the next person sees and hears. And what I've begun to do lately is when somebody says something, I stop and say, could you explain what that means to you? Because you might be seeing something that I did not. And I want to do more research in this and get more answers from friends when I say, what exactly did you mean? Not as a questioning, but as a learning. Maybe, like the universe, we are not yet formed. Maybe someday we will be who we want to be because we have come so far. There was a time when people created gods, which they said they need a human sacrifice. Now suddenly, I have a granddaughter and a grandson who are vegan, and they will not kill an animal in order to eat. And they will not let an animal be killed for its eggs or other properties. How far that is from human sacrifice to a God in our Bible. Our Bibles are only very young in comparison to how old the universe is. What if we're in the middle of a universal growth and that we're so far away? Maybe we will stop eventually taking the skin of an animal that we have to kill in order to get the fur on his or her back. We already have fake fur, which doesn't kill anything. But what if someday we will find out that the material we use for making that fake fur causes poverty in some part? What if we are in the middle? No, what if we are at the tail end of a growth which does not destroy others? What if I, Hedy? What if you, Kenny? What if all of you in the audience might not be able to kill a mosquito one day? Even though the mosquito has been trained to suck my blood and is not a vegan. I would love comments.
Sure. We have a number of comments. A lot of them are about the problems that we're having with the tech
Good.
tonight. Being told it's good, but now there's a problem. Carol said she heard the story. A number of people said yes, they heard the story of the hospital. Some people didn't. Dina said, new Olympic event, crawling to the phone.
On my shoulders.
On her shoulders.
And they are very bruised.
And Ed said, just keep going for those who can hear, which is exactly the advice I'm following. And Marcia said, there's a hesitation every 20 words or so. It's like a hiccup. Kathy Lahan Cawthorn, about what you said about animals, said, amen. I never could. I think she meant kill a mosquito at that moment. So those are the comments. And I'm hoping this is working, and I just keep itching to maybe reboot in case there's still a problem. So if somebody wants to give me advice on that, I would be very open to it.
Ask Greg, because Greg today, I told him that I keep losing everything. I can't keep it moving. And he started to experiment. And Greg is a genius with computers.
But not everybody's comments are showing. So Greg, if you are there, if you could let us know, or any of you video geniuses, should I just go to another screen? Should I just check the internet connection? I'm afraid to do that. Just check the internet connection because I don't want to lose the show. So if anybody has any thoughts on that, let me know. Meanwhile, Mom, go ahead, because I think we're
okay. Do I, God forbid, need a new computer?
This we don't know yet. Ah, Lauren says, just keep going. We can still hear. So that is good. That is really good. Thank you, Lauren. And Eileen says, maybe it seems better now or good enough. Keep going.
Okay,
Okay, dear
then
folks, thank you.
then I want to get back to the painting
Oh,
intro.
yes.
Okay, first of all, the wonderful thing, and Eileen is the one who made that happen. I had the most incredible time, and the repercussions are still greater as well. And that was when she contacted people about my program and what I do, and suddenly I heard from Tony from Eyewitness News and his beautiful blonde wife, Marian, and I put them in here. But I need to tell you that I've never seen anything like this when a person who is passionate about a camera finds that his body begins to obey the camera. He sets his chin out to hold this monster of a camera, and it shapes itself at the same angle. His shoulders are very strong, but this joint of his elbow is powerful. It's got so many bones which are forced to hold the camera. And his legs, when they're finished, will do the same thing. They're holding the camera up. And she's a wonderful wife. She's interested in what he does. And she's got gorgeous blonde hair, which I need. So I changed their shirts because Tony wore red and I had wanted her to wear blue because I didn't want to have so much red. And when I had the blue, it was boring. And I realized the red is necessary because it leads us to curb and to them. And then how much more time do I have? Because eventually I'll talk about everybody.
About 3 minutes.
Okay, then let me just say, originally their shirts were red. But since Tony has red, it overpowered. So I picked up the greens that I need. And what I do want to say, which is very important, if a baby cries and you don't pick it up, the chances are it'll keep on crying. But if you just pay attention to it in any way, that's all it wanted. It wanted to be recognized. In my painting, by the time I'm finished, everyone is going to be recognized. And I will lead you with color, as I'm doing with the red over here. I will lead you with color. I needed something powerful. That is the roof. I needed to pull you away from this, to bring you over here. I needed the roofs. I'm doing the same with the human beings, because originally this was an empty lot filled with wagons of food. And then they made a law, they're not allowed to be here. And all the trucks with food left. I need the green because I need a deep green to pull all my greens together.
Mhm.
right? I own the painting. I'm creating it. When it stops me, I listen because it has a reason. So you're going to watch me speaking to it and saying things like, what bothers you? And that figure says, it doesn't feel like me. And then I say, but how would I know if you don't tell me? And what they tell me is totally different from what I feel. So my job is going to be, as I create this universe, to make you stare at what I think is important, which is the face. But not only the face. Christopher and Hernan over here, they sent me photographs that did not feel like them. They were wrapped in big blue towels. I couldn't use big blue towels. So I'm working with them to make each of them be real. Right? And the time is up. I will continue next week. But my cell phone, my camera, please help me. Don't do what you did tonight. You were rotten. But you're a machine. And I'm a human. So you cannot learn what I need from you. But I have to use the right language to make you stay. Good night, all of you. I'll see you next Monday.